Borderlands, telling me I'm an 09er and I'm an 11er. You know, I've been gaming for long enough to know how this scene works, and there is no growth. Yes, like Barrow said, the concrete part of the scene is the building of friendships, which is a great thing. And because of that, I feel, I guess, obligated to, now I'm going to sound like Triforce a little bit, but to just talk about the pending doom of this community. If you know what, it's not something that's easy to work, Alex. I'm not going to deny that. I don't have all the answers, but something has to change. You know, but the reasoning why is because I went throughout my 20s after I left the claim with no insurance, with nothing. You know, I had teeth rotting out of my fucking skull, and I couldn't do nothing. I wound up going to General Electric, who gave me insurance through them to get my teeth done. And I wound up paying 15 grand for these fucking things. What is this?
Just wanna play video games.
Yes, I understand that. And there's nothing wrong with that. What do you do for a living, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't live or you don't do anything?
I don't do anything for a living because I'm just doing like a super simple minimum wage job just because, while I'm doing all sorts of school stuff, because I am so ridiculously privileged to have well-off parents willing to pay for my schooling.
And what are you looking to do when, God forbid, not to jinx you or not, but your parents pass away? Which obviously is fact of life, you know.
I really want to be out of there before they pass away, but yes, I'm going to be going for computer security, etc. Because pretty much every new company that pops up is going to need an IT guy if they have more than a few people working for them.
Okay, do you know, I'll tell you right now, being that I'm in the IT field, what they do to you is they keep you for 9 years and then can you.
Sweet.
This way
9 years is long enough for me.
You think? It's long enough. It's long enough for you not to get the pension.
Yeah, then I'll probably kill myself or something. It'll be all good.
And they'll give you they'll give you 18 months of, you know, buyed out paid time, and then they'll send you a little package from Cobra saying if you want to continue insurance, it's only going to cost you like $3,000 a month.
Word. Yeah. That happened to my friend's mom.
You know, and that's where, like I said, you know, you say you just want a game, which is, I agree with you. I just want a game too. I got insurance, you know, but for the people that don't, and for the people that do need it, which eventually everybody's going to need it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not like something that, I mean, I tell people, oh yeah, well, I'm never going to need it. Yeah, I say that, but I use the shit. You know, but where do you think my prescriptions come from that keep me fucking from going crazy? Mm. You know, and I've seen that in just the price of my Valium. You know, I went to get Valium fucking, and it wound up, without insurance, it was like $300. With insurance, it was $10. You know, shell out $230 a month or whatever the hell for Valium every month. You know, and that's where you got to look at it. You know, I mean, I understand you don't care and you're well off, but there are people that aren't. You know, and that's where, you know, basically I just want somebody to, if one person learns from my stupid mistakes of thinking I'm going to be a gamer forever, you know, that's enough. So, I mean, to answer Konnichiwa, that's all I ask for. You know, but if you know, you do, God forbid, need something, if you get hurt, if you get into an accident, and you don't have insurance, you know, I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but here, they'll be like, yeah, well, we could fix it, or we could give you a new hip, which is going to last the rest of your life, but since you ain't got insurance, we're going to go out in the backyard and cut a tree down and make a hip out of it. And that's what you're going to get.
Well, hold on. Konnichiwa, you said, saying you care about your friends to put plans into action. I go, here's the problem. You can't just put plans into action. You have to make people aware of the fact that they themselves, one, are living the short term, and two, actually are part of a collective group that could actually be turned into something larger than what it is. No one's saying, "Oh my God, like the FGC is going to disappear tomorrow." But I mean, we could honestly sit there and say to ourselves that there could be a larger benefit to just having friendships, just being a loose association of people who go to tournaments. That's all that's all we're saying.
Go ahead.
Actually, you know what? You go.
You know, one of the things is, and it goes back to the friction. You know, those that are content. It's almost, you know, I hate to put it in a haves and have-nots, but it kind of is. There's those that are content with the way the scene is, because they're making what they're making. And, you know, they keep talking growth, but they're not doing nothing. You know, and if they're not going to do, they don't give a fuck about you. Let's be real. You know, and, you know, I know a lot of the TOs are all nice guys. And, you know, everybody's, you know, for the most part, the streamers, they're okay. They don't care about you. They don't care about your health, your well-being. You know, unless you're a top player. Unless you're a top player, then you get a little bit more care, just a little bit more. But you get enough care to the point of, you know, I hate to bring it up, but like let's use Noel as an example. Who helped them? Who helped them?
I have no idea.
I know of one person. That's it.
Was it you?
No.
No, I don't know.
L.I.J.
Really?
Yep.
But I'll say that though. I mean, honestly, like collectively having access to legal representation would be a thing. Like, let's say, for example, if as a thing, if the FTC gets sorry for the hiccup. If the FTC gets collectively run down for IP violations and gets a collective cease and desist letter, what are we gonna do? And let's say we all get sued tomorrow for having videos up on YouTube.
How would that even happen?
Simple.
Well, technically, nobody's supposed to be streaming a game at all and making money off of it.
Then don't stream it.
Or posting videos on YouTube.
We don't have to stream. We can just play video games with people.
Or post videos on YouTube.
Yep.
We don't have to do that to be a fighting game community.
Here's the problem.
But that's the direction it's
going.
Grown. Right now, look at the scene. Everybody's talking about CPM. CPM.
I don't even know what that is.
Cocks, pussies, and morons.
No, really, what does that actually stand for? Seriously.
Something per...
Like cash per minute, right?
Something, yeah, some shit like that. I forgot what it is. It's fucking another stupid acronym. It's like cash per million.
Acronym for
cash, I think it's cash per million.
Oh, no.
Or course per million or some shit like that.
But that's the thing. I mean, like that's where like it becomes a question of what is this community? Because most of us don't have a lot of money, but why is it like donation drives?
Charisma won collusions per minute. We got a lot of those.
Oh my god.
There was a fighting game community before there were streams. It seemed to get along just fine. It was pretty small, but it worked.
You're right, but unfortunately, they don't want to revert backwards. And that's how they look at it. Let me tell you something. I'm more than happy to go back to the days of old.
I'm sure if that happened, it would like ridiculously shrink the number of active community members, but it would be alive.
Well, why would it really shrink the number of active community members? Because the number of active community members are people who actually go to tournaments, who are going to go to tournaments whether or not it's streamed or not, because they enjoy going to the events. Like the active community members who just sit home and watch streams, not hate on anybody. If there are no streams, then like there'll be less drama to follow. But I mean, the games will still get played and the events will still get paid out.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like it really wouldn't drop anything, because I mean people who go to events are going to go to events anyway.
Oh, you're talking about the people that go to events?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean people who watch streams, yeah. I mean, but are they really active? That's my question.
I know plenty of people that like go to local gatherings where we just play games, but they don't actually go to events.
Oh yeah, I feel that, dude.
Hold on a second. Konnichiwa. Yeah, I do. It's not every Tuesday night, but every couple of weeks this comes back up because the scene is not growing. And people want it to grow, which either you do, I mean, like Brian's sitting here saying basically I'd be happy with it as it is, which is fine. I agree with you, Brian. I wouldn't mind having it back to the old days, but then at the same time, I want it to grow. I don't see it because the community as a whole wants the growth, but they don't want to do nothing to make it grow. They just expect, 35 sponsors to come in and say, all right, we're throwing out $400 million into, fucking the USA League of fucking fighting games. And it ain't going to happen.
Well, because there is no league.
Of Legends.
That's what I was trying to say.
Like, no, seriously. Like, really, like, the problem is this scene, first of all, there's no league to start with. Like, there's really no starting point for someone to sit there and to really invest in. And it's like, do you invest in EVO as a singular event? What's EVO versus CEO? I mean, that's the question. Like, they're unrelated events, and it becomes a question of where the fuck do you start? Yeah. It's like, the organization just needs to change because no one knows what's going on anymore. Because each event is just its own event, and it's kind of a problem.
And on top of that, and again, like Konnichiwa says, like a broken record. What is it going to take to get the anime people not getting shit on as compared to the Marvel and Capcom guys being treated as royalty to the MK guys that are like in between, to actually just say, hey, you know what? To each his own. Every week it's the same shit. What's up, Kate Easy?
But I would say one thing, James. I'm a Capcom guy who loves everyone.
And I'm an MK guy. I have no problem with any game except for Marvel, and not because of the game play, just because I suck at it. But at least I'm real.
I love you all, though.
I just play games in general. I like all of them except Marvel. Fuck that game.
I like the games that barely anybody likes, but I don't know. I love me some Jackie Chan Fists of Fire.
Okay. How about Dragon's Bruce Lee story?
No.
You ain't about that Bruce Lee life, bro.
That game was so good though, with different stances and shit. It's not even a joke. I actually went ham with that for a little bit.
God.
You ain't about that life though. Like these mad people ain't about that Bruce Lee life. They just they just stick to what they know. They ain't trying to learn nothing.
Because when you switched, you move like turbo speed, it was too real. Like, shit just got crazy when you got all the got all the yin yang signs together. I don't even know. That shit was high.
Man, all I know is that for the community to grow, we all gotta come together and be like, hey, we all play games. Let's just interact with each other.
Yo, can we all use the promo code AGE Fanatic, please?
For what?
Just saying. I love
to
you
come
all.
together, like, hey.
Word.
Yeah, AGE
come
Fanatic.
Together right now.
No, I'm going to stop that shit right now.
Yes.
No, stop that shit.
No, hold up.
Stop it.
No, stop. Trey. Brian, your singing is godlike, and please never stop.
Why are you encouraging him?
Yo, stop being that guy.
I have to be
I
that
want
guy.
him to keep being that guy.
Time
because if there is no that guy, then who could possibly
give him motivation?
I forget what I was saying.
No, because Brian, your singing's amazing. Don't stop it. Don't stop. Don't stop believing.
Hold on.
Oh my God! Don't
you
do it.
Is that it?
Sure.
Are you done?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna commit harakiri if you keep going.
I want to see that. Do it.
But
please no.
I'm singing what?
Is this a real match? Is this just DBZ?
Okay.
Caught in the salt mines, wish I had Illuminati.
Somebody was telling me about event hubs. You got to subscribe to it now or something?
What?
Somebody was telling me something about event hubs on Twitter. I got to look it up.
No, the thing is, like, if you visit the site, if you use an ad blocker, you can only see, like, one article or something, and then it's telling you that you should not use an ad blocker, but I don't even care, because I never use ad blockers.
James, check Sweet Johnny Cage's Twitter. He has a picture of
They
it.
Yeah.
changed
Yo.
it.
I'll see if I can find it.
You know, if you use an ad blocker, you're
Viruses.
pirating the internet.
Whatever. It looks better though. I don't care.
Yeah, but that's
Look,
also
man.
that's also
No, ad blocker actually.
it's taking money off of the people that are trying to make money.
Okay, James, how much money do you think I owe you for
No,
this?
for the people
I don't
that
care.
actually
No,
I support, I'll turn
I
it
will
off.
kick you the money I owe you.
50,000.
Shut up. You made $50, you lying bastard. Who's on the guy?
Yeah, but you know what?
I'll buy you a drink. Shut up.
I don't. Drink.
No, people don't understand.
No,
Now,
buy
the
your
reason I have
Pepsi.
ad blocker though, like it's because of viruses. Because like some sites be like having these sneaky stuff on there, and they like
No, man.
and with the ads, and then it slows down your computer too. Some of the ads, so that's why I have it on to keep.
Then you
stuff
probably
back.
shouldn't go to those sites.
Those lady boys are fucking your shit up, dude. Yo, it's getting late though, guys. I have class in the AM, so well, fuck, 4 hours. So I will catch you all later.
All right, brother.
It's been mad real.
Man,
Peace.
peace,
It's been a
man.
pleasure. Brian,
but-
don't stop singing.
I
Never
won't stop believing.
Please don't.
If you, oh, Jesus Christ, somebody shoot me in the face.
Don't ask for that. This might happen. Stay with Detroit, though. All right, man. I'll catch you later.
All right, man.
I love you.
Mad real. Love you all. All right.
Yeah, but like ad blocker though, like the only reason I got it because computer reasons, cause I know it helps certain things run faster too. Cause Firefox be fucking up with ads.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear like, oh, ad blocker just taking away money from people. If I support them, I'll turn it off. But for everything else, I just keep it on just cause I'm used to it now. Makes sites run faster. All the sites don't have to worry about dumb shit pop ups, and sometimes sites get hacked and they have no fucked up ads.
Sounds
And
like
next
you
thing
go to
know-
some shady ass websites.
No, it happens to a couple sites that actually have like that's not shady at all. So I'm just careful because I know mad people.
Why
that
aren't
be
you
going,
like with some crazy ass virus protection or something?
Because virus protection sucks now.
slows
really
that shit
does.
Down. It slows your
Yeah.
PC down big time.
Exactly. Like people don't get it. Once you
That's
delve
weird.
into the hardware and stuff, you think, oh, I'm gonna give virus protection. Then you're gonna realize all your shit runs slower and takes away like half your motherfucking CPU. You be wondering, oh, I used to be able to watch YouTube videos faster than this. What happened? I think I got a virus. Then you take it to Best Buy and spend $200 that you didn't need to, and then yeah,
Whoa, why would you take it to Best Buy just because you have a virus?
Geek Squad.
Why?
Because some people believe in Geek Squad.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself.
Oh, fuck no, I know how to fix my own computer. Please. I fix computers, hardware and software, so why would I need to go somewhere else?
Konnichiwa. Did I ever have sex with a married girl? No. Well, except my wife. When I was married to her.
I think he means like you done delved in the...
I had never cheated on my fucking girls.
See, that's good. At least you didn't cheat on them.
No, they usually do to me. I must have a small penis or something.
No.
Nah, they just.
If you had a small dick, you'd be used for your money.
If I had a small dick with money I'm making from fucking just this show alone, I go get a surgery done and get a bigger one. I get a double-ended one or something. Fucking crazy, some
What the
alien
fuck?
tentacle shit.
The fuck? Oh, no. Oh, they got Pulp Fiction on Netflix. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What?
I've never seen that
Pulp
movie.
Fiction's on Netflix. I've seen Pulp Fiction. I just love the movie. But it's on Netflix. Yay. But is KDZ getting on now?
Yes, I'm adding him in right now.
I gotta talk to her about a couple things. I want to see the state of the Superman players in his eyes. 'Cause I believe he's the best one. I believe all these
Yeah.
other niggas fraudulent.
Yo, what's going on, man?
So what's happening?
Superman of the universe. What's going on, man? Mic check
Yeah,
one.
no, it's too late. I'm here.
Yeah, well,
Yo,
it's early, man.
It's 1:40. Yeah, this isn't that late.
Yeah. So, what's your expectations for Fall Classic?
It seems like a lot of people from around the U.S. are coming. Like it's really going to be tough.
Let's see what I got here. Let's see. Let me see your
Hope you guys
pool.
don't run into no Hawk girls.
Oh no, I don't have a pool yet. I didn't write myself and Chris G both haven't registered yet, so we're gonna ruin some seating.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're gonna be ruining some people's lives, man. But I got a question. What do you think about all these other Supermans? Do you like them, or do you think you're better than all of them? Keep it real.
Well,
For real.
my results show that I'm better.
I don't care about the results. I just want to hear it out your mouth, dog. I want to hear what you think personally. Fuck the results.
Yo, I come on for 10 seconds and it begins already.
Dude, no, I've been waiting for this, dog, because it was all nice and honky tonk. Now I want to get to the real shit, dude. For real. Because there's too much fraudulence in the injustice community.
I don't think they play Superman right.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Somebody that actually agrees with me.
That's I play Superman a certain way because that's how I feel that the character is best played. And people agree when they start telling me the character's broken. Every time I hear that, all I hear is that KDZ, you're so good with Superman.
I believe you're the only one that plays a certain style and don't rely on the character's bullshit to win. Like, honestly. Even though he got a lot of bullshit.
Like, he does, but I play against somebody, Darth Arma and Ryo from Jersey, and all I do is teach them how to beat my character. I teach them all the things to not let me abuse these things. Because there's holes in them. Like Darth Arma's Batman is so good at stopping me from doing lasers. I can't do lasers for more than 2 or 3 reps before I get hit in my face.
Exactly, because you actually took the time to teach them, actually trained them on it, instead of everybody just like, damn it, I can't do nothing. Nerf this motherfucker to all hell.
Yeah, like I literally sit down and try to teach the people I play with how to beat my character, just so that it forces me to only use the things about them that are good, no matter what kind of opponent I'm playing. So whether I'm playing somebody who is completely unfamiliar with Superman, or I'm playing somebody who knows how to fight Superman in and out, I try to play the same way. I guess at Evo Top, when I was playing DJT, I realized he really did not know how to deal with the beams. So I just used them, and I wanted to see what his reaction would be. His reaction was to get hit by them. And I was surprised because all the people I play all the time don't get hit by my beams. So when it started hitting, like, I was expecting to whiff and gain some meter so that once he finally closed the distance, I could hurt him. But that never happened. He just started getting hit by them. So I was surprised, and it made me realize that a lot of people really don't know how to fight his beams because nobody's ever sat them down and taught them how to do it.
Or went to training mode themselves and figured out themselves. Like,
well, that too.
What do you think about Black Adam, though?
I feel Black Adam is a stronger character than Superman, if only because he can shut down all zoning with a correct jump, and his jump leads to about 40-something%. Like, from any point at any part of the screen, if he forward jumps almost any projectile correctly, 1 meter leads to a lot of damage.
Shit.
So it's almost like a stronger version of Batgirl's anti-zoning. Now hers can cover more situations, but his is more practical. It's easier to do, and it does more damage when it hits. Now on top of that, he has zoning that could rival any character, and on top of that, he has rushdown and movement that can match any character.
Yeah. That's
Like,
what I'm saying. He has a lot of options.
He's very strong in a lot of categories, and I don't want to take anything away from anybody who wins with him. But I feel that, like, if you just look at it on paper, the things that Superman has versus the thing that he has, it's not like you can't call Superman broken and call Black Adam okay. Like, Superman can get a lot of damage in the right situation when you get read correctly in the corner, but he can't shut you down from every point of the screen. Like, a lot of my Black Adam versus Superman matchups, I'll make 2 or 3 good reads. I'll get him to about 50% of his second bar, but now he has 4 meters, and he can safely just get in on me. I can't press any buttons errantly because he has a plus I have 4 or 8 dive kick that will stop my options, all of them. I don't will other than jump back 2. So it kind of forces me to put myself in the corner all from one side of the screen to the other. And whenever I disrespect it, I just lose all my life.
Yeah. I mean, I think you kind of straight on Black Animal after what you did to Rico at fucking CEO though, because that shit was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie.
Now, see, I had a we kind of go back and forth with each other. One thing that some people see when I fight Rico is the amount of good reads that I have to have are it's a lot, because my character's safety only is in that one move, or that one string, 4, 2, 3 breath. Like that's where my safety lies. In Black Adam has more safe strings than I do, and he's more plus frame strings than I do. I don't have plus frame strings, so you'll see me get reads and do like 20% here, 30% there. If I get him to the corner, I'll try to do as much damage as I can. But from anywhere in the screen, I can get hit for 40 or 50% from full screen at any time. So when we play each other, like let's say myself and Rico, like I did really well against him at CEO, but then the next like 2 or 3 tournaments he beat me, and it wasn't like it was bad. Like I lost pretty bad. And then I guess at what's the tournament he just won? Summer Jam. He won the tournament, but I beat him twice in teams. So it's one of those things that kind of flies back and forth.
Yeah, I see. So, like, about the nerfs, though. So, if Superman gets nerfed all hell, who are you going to? That's what everybody's wondering.
Right now, I'm working a lot on Batgirl, because Batgirl,
Oh, shit.
I can play Batgirl in an extremely similar style to Superman, because from mid-screen, meterless, I can push you all the way to the corner, same way Superman does. And in the corner, she has 2 or 3 heavily plus frame strings that lock you in place for my 50-50. And if you get hit by the 50-50, it's 50% into a knockdown. Then you have to guess one more time and your whole life bar is gone. That's the way I play Superman, so I can play her the same way.
Yeah, that's the one character I didn't want you to pick up, because now you're going to be mixing up everybody to death.
Yep.
So,
and everybody who's been complaining about Superman has no mix-ups. And now they're going to have a real problem.
Oh, Batgirl, man.
Like she has the ability to just negate anyone's zoning or anybody's aerial game. So that completely shuts down a lot of characters. And then the second part is that her back 1-2 and her back 2 up 3, her overhead and her low, the 2 hits hit too fast for you to back 3 meter burn or forward 3 meter burn. It'll hit you twice before you can get that out. So that's not even an option against her.
You got to make her whiff. I fought that matchup too many times and learned that character. You got to make her whiff to make anything, dude.
You got to either, number 1, you got to make her whiff, or 2, you better guess right. You better fucking guess right.
Shit.
Like there's no other option. It's either you guess right or you get put in the corner. She's that kind of character. And but nobody plays her like that. People are playing her doing 20% over and over mid-screen. And there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to waste your time. Use anything you can to push him to the corner and end the round.
Either you guys fought Sonic Fox's Batgirl.
Yeah.
I did. I actually fought him.
I have never wanted to quit the game so bad as after fighting Sonic Fox.
I had to play him after pools at Summer Jam.
His Batgirl is out of control. It is the most annoying thing I've ever fought in a jump.
He's too jumpy still for me. Like, if he was just like more
that's
on the ground game, like his ground game, if he's focused on the ground game, he'd be a lot better player. But he just plays MK9 Melina with Batgirl, and I blow him up for that shit. Cause I blew him up in MK9 for that shit. Every time he jump, wham! Like, once you figure out how to stop jumping in this game, you will be better than probably, I say, 80% of the community. People still don't want to stop jumping.
90% of the community has to jump because they have no Street Fighter fundamentals. So they don't understand the fundamental footsie games in fighting games. So they're going to always jump, period.
Well,
And then they're going to jump and they're going to get bodied. And when they get bodied, then they're going to complain at NRS. Oh, why's the game nerf the characters? Then NRS is going to be like, oh, my goodness. We're the bitches here and they're the men in the relationship. So they're going to force us to do that. And they're just going to patch it. It's going to keep patching until the community with the new people that's coming in to try to like the game is going to be like, you know something? I'm tired of this game. The game changes before. How many times has this game changed? And is it officially 3 times? Is it officially 6 months yet for the game? It came out in what? April, May, June, July, August, September. Oh, yeah, it's officially 6 months. And the game's changed 3 times already. What type of nonsense is that? It's like the community NRS works for the community rather than servicing the community. They work for the community. Their boss isn't Ed Boon or any of the people that make the game. It's the community, the 2% of people who even buy the game to play competitively. The market that actually buys the game that they make millions of dollars on, which is the casual market, does not care about the nerf and the patching, and they absolutely have no power on NRS. But a couple of flunky bums who just want to complain about the game says something. I'm going to say something right now that's kind of messed up because it involves EMP in it. And this is the real talk. And I'm actually upset at the members in EMP for it, but I'm just going to say it. If NRS keeps patching this game, then what was the sense of hiring anyone to balance it?
Bam.
All right, yo, I'm gonna be honest though. 100% real talk. 99% of the changes that have been made to the game so far are vastly, vastly overrated. The one that wasn't was the change to Scorpion because they did nerf him into the ground. But most of the changes to almost every other character are minimal at best.
I just don't understand. Like all of that testing, we got the pros testing the game. It's going to be a great game. It's going to come out mad balanced. Then they're over-tooling the game 3 times. Okay, what happened to I thought the testers were supposed to balance the game. So you hired them.
The changes that were made as a result of the testers giving feedback, that's one more patch that they don't have to make.
But at the same time, though, they're not letting the game breathe. They're not letting the game develop. They're not letting people get better first. Well, nobody is good at this fucking game yet. No offense, KDZ.
I know I am playing this game only half right, and I can see it. And every week that I play this game, and every time I sit down, I learn something new that if I knew it at the beginning, I would win even more.
Exactly.
So this game is very fresh. There's still a lot of stuff to learn, and a lot of people aren't doing things right. They're not using meter burn forward 3 or back 3 correctly, or in the correct situations to shut down options, things like that. And they just want to press their buttons and do the things that their character can do. They don't want to think about what the other person can do.
Yeah, like people still can't block. Like people still can't fucking block.
People see themselves in plus frame strings, and the minute they think the attack's over, they want to press buttons. Like, what are you, an idiot? Like, you push block. That's the point of the push block. Oh no, but I want my meter, so I'm going to save my meter and I'm going to swing in between something that's plus frame. Oh, I got hit. Now I'm in the corner. Why did I lose 50% of my life? Because you didn't want to give up the meter, idiot. This is stupid. They should nerf that. No, the clear, obvious choice is block, use your meter, push them off, get out the corner, put the fight in the middle of the screen so you don't get pushed into the corner like that. They don't want to do that. What they want to do, they want to be pacified into how to play the game. They want the game. It's 2 factions, actually 4 factions, fighting on how the game should be built their way rather than the NRS way. This is what this entire thing is about. And someone said in the stream, because of Brady, Rio, and CDjr. No, it ain't just them. It's a lot more other people that was working on that game with the same nonsense that's going on. Don't just put Empire in it. It's a whole bunch of some of the top players in this scene. All are in it with them. NRS should just leave the game alone. Like, for real, leave it alone.
Like,
why don't we just wait for them to stop patching it?
Because people will never be satisfied with the patch, dude.
Thank you.
Never
the
be
next patch
satisfied.
that's going to come out,
they're going to have to. They're going to have to stop eventually because
They're gonna
you know,
stop, but then the game's gonna be fucked to all hell. Then
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
You
then
know
it's
what?
a bad
like,
game and you shouldn't play it.
You know what? You know
what
what?
seems
You know
to be
what?
happening right now is that if they're going to nerf the top tiers and they're going to heavily buff the bottom tiers, which is really going to change the game. Like, we won't know heads from tails. We won't know who's top, who's
Exactly.
bottom. We won't know. Like, there are characters like, as an example, Lex Luthor. That's a character that's not played a lot. He has a very odd play style. He has a very odd move set, and people don't like picking him up. They feel like he's not good. The fact remains is that he's a great character. He's just difficult to use. Now, if
Exactly.
they buff the character, that character is going to be out of control to the point where I might just use him just because he's a
Yeah, he's
Superman
getting
character.
buffs.
So what's
He's
wrong
getting
with that?
buffs.
No,
Like,
no, the
it's-
problem that's wrong with it is that now that they over buff the character,
No,
a new
okay,
patch
wait.
is required.
No. The problem with that is that a character not being used a lot doesn't mean that the character is not good or buff worthy, but they're taking it as such. They're saying, "Oh, nobody plays this character. This character must be bad."
But
Or
here's
they
the
have
thing.
people
Here's the
vocally
thing.
saying,
As somebody who was originally a Lex main, like, I know why he needs the buffs. Now the thing is, if you look at the buffs that they've done for all the characters so far, no one was over buffed, right?
Flash was.
They didn't take. Well, yeah.
Oh God,
I mean,
Flash was.
Flash was buffed over time, right, in multiple patches. But if you look what they did with the most recent balance patch, most of the changes are pretty conservative. It's not like they took, Bane and said, all right, we're going to double his damage and we're going to change his frame data on all his strings and all this stuff. So most of the buffs so far actually make sense, which I like.
What's
Well,
going to end up happening?
here's the thing. Can you get, as a Lex Luthor player, can you get the level 3 shield 100% of the time?
100% of the time? I mean, it depends
The
on
level
what you
3
get.
shield glitch. Can you do it 100% of the time?
Right, it depends on the situation.
But see, that's the thing. Just imagine for 1 second, because I'm not lacking in execution. So let's say for 1 second that somebody steps in and learns, like a great player, learns a character and can get that glitch off every single time with like clockwork. A character like him being able to have an instant level 3 shield and get buffed on his current moveset, that is a little much.
But the thing is, there's hella stuff in this game that breaks armor. There are a ridiculous number of moves from a ridiculous number of characters. that
Okay,
all
let's
If you have
take
more than one hit-
let's take Superman out of the equation. Who else breaks armor?
anyone with
besides
a quick multiple hitting move, either a zoning projectile or a quick multi-hitting string, will break it because regardless of level 3, he only has 1 hit of armor. So you're holding on to that 1 hit for dear life, whether it's level 1 or level 3, and it's really easy for at least half the cast to break you out of your armor. It's not like a Grundy situation where you have 3, 4, whatever hits of armor to work with.
But thing is, though, you can block while you have the armor, so you can technically just work your way in and still have the armor when you get in close.
Yeah, which is true. You can try to hold on to it.
Hold on.
That's just blocking.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the thing is, I don't have a voice in this community, which is fine because I'm not a part of this particular community. But I tried to express something to the NRS guys on Twitter. Now, there's a game that came out, and it came out with a normal version, and then it came out with a chocolate version to it, right? And in the 2 versions, there was only 1 patch to the version, and that's because they had to add some extra things in it. This game is the worst fighting game in the history of this generation, which is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The game is completely broken. The game is bad. It is terrible. It is the worst crap of shit. I could have diarrhea. Yeah, I could have the worst diarrhea, and the shit that I drop in my toilet bowl isn't worse than Marvel. But the thing is, the Marvel community accepted the game for what it was. And this is the sad part. The players in the Marvel community suck at fighting games. the majority. They are trash. But at them being trash, they can at least adapt to the terrible, broken engine of Marvel. So why can't the NRS community adapt to a solid engine in Injustice?
It's the reason why is because they're given the option of getting patches.
I know, because
No.
NRS keeps bending over. No, NRS bends over and takes it balls deep. The next man's balls is clapping their balls, and they take it. And they,
Okay, wait. You're saying.
Hold on. Let me explain something. Because I'm from the NRS community, quote unquote, kind of, because I've competed in that game. The most of the time, yes, you are right about the NRS is supplying them with the patches. But another thing is this false sense of them knowing fighting game fundamentals at a point. Because most of these top players from NRS have only came from MK games. They didn't compete at Street Fighter at a competitive level. They didn't play Tekken at a competitive level. They didn't play DOA at a competitive level, Virtual Fighter at a competitive level. Their only known game is MK9.
And what happened to that game?
And that game
Got
went
nerfed
to
to shit.
hell.
And it's now dead.
And now they're doing the same thing to Injustice. And that's why this upcoming patch, if they don't fix certain things, like what I think they need to fix is the game mechanics, period. Not just the character, just the game mechanics, period. Because they
So what is this gonna be called? The new patch that's gonna come out in 2011 is gonna be called New 52 Injustice Gods Among Us. This scene is ass. Real talk. This scene
How did they go
sucks.
back in time to release a patch?
That's how bad it is.
So sucks. Oh my
Like,
god, this scene
Like,
2011.
a lot of people that play Injustice and they don't like that they're patching the game, right? So why are they still playing it?
No.
Because that's the only game they have.
Yeah. First of all, there's a huge level of discrimination in the fighting game community. It's like the equivalent to the console wars. People have now when the first people like Pherleece and a couple of other guys was telling me about making the Injustice like an Injustice website, their initial goal agenda was to use Injustice as the gateway game to unify all fighting games as one community. Somehow, a couple of jackasses in the scene, along with the shutdown, made it now alienate the rest of the community, and it became a standalone community. So the Injustice community now is just the NRS or like the Mortal Kombat type thing. So this is like the alternative. You have Capcom, and then here's your alternative. So this is the opposition, rather, as opposed to being.
Hey, can I turn my computer on first before you start calling me?
So isn't it fine for them to like it?
No. But the problem that happens is that the other communities that want to get into the game cannot, because the general consensus for the fighting game community since the inception of the fighting game community back in the days with the Super Nintendo and Genesis was you played the game
as it is.
As it is. And if you were lucky, you get another version of the game when they make another iteration of it. So when you're Street Fighter, you had to wait for Championship Edition. You didn't get a patch. You had to wait for a brand new game, which was 2-3 years later. You don't get that shit in 30 days after the game launched. So everyone's used to that. Now those guys are trying to come over to the NRS games, and when they're playing it, they're told, "Oh, yo, if you play this game," like I said, I'm gonna mention his name right now. What tournament did we go to? That East Coast Throwdown, right? We were walking. I forgot who I was walking with, but we saw Justin. We saw PR Balrog. We saw Noel. And who else was it? It was 4 of them. They were all walking down while we was walking back to the venue of East Coast Throwdown. So I was like, yo, Justin, what do you think about Injustice? Game sucks. I was like, yo, the game like just came out. Why do you think it sucks? Yo, it's gonna be like the Mortal Kombat community. It's gonna keep changing. I don't like the game. The game sucks. So I was like, nah, you should play the game, man. And I was trying to like convince them to play the game. So PR Barrow was like, well, I'm hearing 2 different sides of the fence, that the game sucks and that the game's good. So Justin gives PR Barrow a look. Like, and they're teammates. So PR Barrow was like, well, I'll give it a try. So he's like, yo, Triforce, who should I try? Now this is early in the game. I said, yo, play Aquaman. He said, all right, I'm gonna play Aquaman. And then Justin was like, listen, you're gonna play Aquaman, then one of those guys, one of them idiots is gonna come, one of the Mortal Kombat guys is gonna complain, they're gonna change Aquaman, you're gonna have to change your character. And he's like, is that true? And I was like, well, that did happen for the Mortal Kombat community, but nah, they're not gonna do that. They learned their mistake and blah. And lo and behold, I just lied in PR Balrog's face. I just completely lied in the man's face. So he's like,
So
all right, I'll test it out.
fine.
No, it isn't, because that's what's deterring.
But we can't change it, so why are we complaining
Nah,
about
that's
it?
not.
can
Alright, let me
change
tell
it.
you.
Can't
Hold up.
change it.
Let me tell you something about
Stop
PR.
Why aren't we?
Let me tell you
Because
why.
people are being bitches right now, dude. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. That's why I don't fuck with most of the NRS community anymore. Because them niggas think they know every goddamn thing and they
You
don't.
could just like not play Injustice.
No, we want to save the game. It's good. It's a
All right, but look, let me tell you,
So good,
Triforce,
why are
let
they
me tell you
changing it
something
all the
about
time?
PR Rog.
Because
PR
of-
Rog, PR Rog is the guy who gets hit by an interactable and unplugs his controller and stands up and walks away. Now you're gonna tell me the guy that can't even stand to get hit by an interactable has a problem with the game because it got patched? No, it's the same thing. Honestly, I don't care who you are. All those dudes are weak and they have the same problems. Whether it's Justin, whether it's Rog, when they get mollywopped, they don't like to lose.
Okay, watch this. I'll show you something. That is the same when Marvel 3 came out. The Marvel vs. Capcom 3. There were so many things the Marvel 2 community hated about that game. They're like, this game is whack. What the fuck is X Factor? This and that. You know how many rage quits started? But guess what? They always rage quit. That's how the community is. People get salty, but they stuck it out. So PR Balrog, when he told me that was East Coast Throwdown at Evo, he was playing with Killer Frost. So this is the same guy you just said who plugged out his controller, but he was in the top 8 of at Evo playing with Killer Frost. Everyone gets salty. There's nothing wrong with getting salty. The problem the people have is they keep changing the game. The game keeps changing, so there's no consistency. No one wants to play a game where 2 months from now that is not going to be the same game you're playing. It's
Dude, but they barely even changed anything. Like they patch a character and they take 4 frames off of a move or some stuff like that, and people are like, "Oh my god,
No,
they
they
patched
changed
the
a couple
game."
characters, bro.
No.
Like,
All right, wait. First of all,
That's very ignorant. They've changed a lot of things.
The Code War is an ignorant statement because changing certain elements in the game can be game breaking. If you look at how Capcom works with their Street Fighter 4 franchise, there's been 4 versions of the games. It's been 4 years. Wait, 2000. Oh, no, you don't count 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So you have about 4.5 going on 5 years of the game. There's 4 versions of the game. There's been less than 6 patches to the game. That is balance. It allowed people to play the entire version of that game until the next iteration of the game is. Now, you know how long ago first of all, Ultra Street Fighter 4, all those patches that they're talking about, those patches are done already. All this nonsense you see on Event Hubs, what's your suggestions? No one cares about their suggestions. The patch is already made. They're just waiting for the game to be finalized. They just want to, they're giving the community the common courtesies for them to voice their opinion. That's it. That's literally what it is. This has been done already. There's certain people in the community who knows what the changes are already. And it leaks. That's why you see some people get it right, some people get it wrong. This is a whole bunch of poppycock. But the point is, Street Fighter Vanilla stayed Street Fighter Vanilla. Super came out, Super was Super. Arcade Edition version 20, the Arcade Edition came out, that was it. 2012, that was it. And now we're getting into Ultra Street Fighter 5, where they're spacing it, they're allowing the game. Look how large their community is growing. I just named you 4 changes in 5 years. Injustice is on its 4th change. 6 months.
All right, so look, other than Scorpion, then tell me,
Triforce
list
really
me the game-breaking changes that you're talking about that were made.
the wake up system, they fucked everything up with that shit. I'm sorry. Like, that just gave some people with great wake ups even better wake ups, and then people with shitty wake ups, okay, which is bad, in my opinion. That's bad. Fucking dumbass.
Changing anything.
Like,
Exactly. Anything.
Look, understand this. If you're making a game, guess who's supposed to be the best guy in the game? Fucking Superman. Because he's fucking Superman.
He shouldn't be so easy to play though.
True
He's
that.
Superman. He's Superman.
Doesn't matter.
It does
Either way,
matter.
No, it
either
doesn't.
way, okay. First of all, now this is going to get into. This is the problem right here. This is the problem right here. If I was a president of Warner Brothers and someone came and told me, "Sir, they're going to change again," excuse me, what are they doing? Whoa. This is Nintendo's issue. This is the part Nintendo loves. Me and KDT had this perfect conversation, which is a mirror image of the situation regarding injustice. Now they have a game called Smash Brothers Melee. They made Brawl. The whole community hates Brawl. Nintendo's like, okay, what's your point? You hate the game, so eat a dick. Like, well, they don't say that specifically. I'm just paraphrasing with my own extra words or whatever. But Nintendo like, okay, well, this is the way we're going to make the game, and that's pretty much what you're going to have to deal with it. We are not making this game for the competitive scene. We are making this game for our consumers. You want to play it competitively? Okay, fine. Which is why Nintendo was always against even making the game hyper competitive to begin with, because they don't want certain cyber athletes and celebrity gamers to have too much of an influence on the producer, the developer of the game, and the publisher. They're gonna be like, whoa. You don't make this game. We do. You don't have control over our stuff. So we're gonna make it this way. Now they're making Smash Brothers for the Wii. You know how many gamers, Nintendo should hire the guys that made Project M so we can make the game better. First of all, that's an insult. That's an insult to the company. You're saying that these kids who play the game competitive are going to make the game better than the people who actually created the game to begin with. So you know what Nintendo does? They go, thank you for your fan mail. We appreciate your support and your fandom, and we'll do our best to make the game as close as possible, blah, blah. Then they're going to put out the game. Then the game's going to come out. The competitive community going, oh my God, why is this character not doing this? Oh, this game sucks, and the blah, 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 blah. And they're going to buy it anyway. And Nintendo's going to be like, sorry, we couldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. And that is it. The problem with Warner Brothers game is the community runs their game. In fact, fire Hector, Paulo, everyone in NetherRealm, get rid of them and take Testromite and put it in their office, because that's who runs the game. They're the ones who runs the game.
So, like, why are you telling us and not NetherRealm and Warner Brothers?
I argued about this on Twitter already. I said that I even tagged them in it. But listen, at the end of the day, they're gonna do whatever they feel that needs to be done for whatever. Me, of all the games here in this era and time, I like Injustice. It is the only newly innovative fighting game with its own separate, I guess you could call it a hybrid engine. Uses some of the traditional fundamental engines of some of the Versus games, some of the solid 2D games, and then it can run off of a 3D game engine, blah, blah, blah. That's the newest, best fighting game of this generation, period. I like that. Huh? I like that. Okay. Rolando has a question. He said the biggest competitive game in the world patches every single week, which is Dota, League of Legends, Han, and World of Warcraft. No, wait. World of Warcraft every 2 months, right? Call of Duty about a patch every 2 months. What's the question? Yep. Why is it okay in those games not fighting games? Because they keep adding downloadable characters to change the entire dynamics of the game. When a new character is introduced, it changes the entire image.
Hold on, Trevor. I'm gonna have to stop you, man, because you're saying too many silly things right now, though. Like I love you and everything, but my nigga, I cannot agree with anything you are saying right now.
What qualifies what I said as being silly when the other fighting games don't do it and are far more successful?
Yeah, can I talk? Because I'm about to get off because I don't like this topic and I don't want to.
The biggest competitive game in the world patches every single
Somebody's echoing.
On at World of Warcraft.
Junior.
Someone turn off your speaker. Every 2 months, right? All of the...
Okay, Junior, you're good.
Hold on. Hello?
Yeah. Go on.
All right. Let me say something. I'm gonna get off in like 5 minutes. Because I don't like this topic and I don't want to go in. All right. First of all, if like in the 90s or whatever, the OGs had the availability to have another. If before games could get patched, I know they will love it. If fucking Super Turbo Sagat could get patched, I know they will love it. Cause sadly, in that game,
the nigga that was winning almost every tournament in Super Turbo was Sagat. Why? Because he was the best in the game, and the only bad match, well, not even bad matchup. The only two even matches that he had was Balrog, which was discovered very late, and Vega. If they had the chance, they would love it. The thing about Injustice is that if they don't patch the game, it's gonna become like Marvel, where you're only gonna see top tiers at every fucking major, and that shit is boring.
You already see it.
Okay.
You're seeing it right now. Yes, that's why they gotta change it. Hold on. Let me finish. Now, if you could ask any of my friends, my brothers, I agree. I actually want Superman to be the best in the game. I completely agree. He should. He's Superman. But he shouldn't be so easy to play. Akuma is not easy to play in Street Fighter AE. You cannot just go, a pro, not even a pro can just go and pick up Akuma and get results. That will never happen in another fighting game. It happens in Injustice.
But the reason with Injustice is because when you're talking about the storyline and the character, you're talking about a character that's been around since what, 1950 or whatever the hell it is. He's already got Akuma. They're both obviously fictional characters.
You're talking about story and like the comic and
exactly.
Like the characters. No, we're talking. This is a fighting game,
but
James.
It doesn't matter. You don't have the right. You don't have the right. You don't have the right to dictate how he plays.
What do you mean? No.
Warner Brothers. Wait.
About fighting games in general, James.
But I'm saying with as far as Injustice goes. And you should know this, they don't have the leeway. If they make Hawk Girl the best character in the game, DC would bust a nut and tell Warner Brothers, you gotta fucking change this.
No, they won't. They don't give a fuck about the FGC. We're talking about competitive play here.
You don't think they care? You don't think they care?
A casual player is not gonna tell the difference of how easy or hard a character is to play.
You don't think they care? You don't think they care? Why? Wait. James. Wait. Let me finish. You don't think they care? How come Ares don't have his fucking finishing move at the end where the swords go into people?
Oh my God, that is not gameplay mechanics, James.
No. These guys at DC, you don't know how controlling they are.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm wrong.
I just want to jump in and say something because there's something that we have to. There's a problem, and I want to bring this problem. I want to bring this problem to light. And I'm going to say this one time. I don't give a fuck about Superman. Apparently, this is more than about patching the game. You know why? Every time we talk about the fixing of this game and leaving it alone, Superman gets into the topic. I don't know how he gets in the topic because I don't bring up his name, but Superman always pops up, which is the true agenda behind the issue. I don't give a fuck about. Hold on, listen. Do not bring up Superman's name again. Let's make a test. We're gonna find out.
It's not only Superman. It's Black Adam and Aquaman too. It's not only Superman.
But what I'm trying to say is,
I'm bringing him up because he is the best in the game. Okay, so he's the perfect example.
No, he's my point of view has nothing to do with who's the best in the game, who are the top 5 in the game. I don't give a shit about that. If you want, this is what I actually would want from NetherRealms. Scale the game's nerfs patches back 2 more months. Sit down and balance the entire goddamn game one final last time. Release a Christmas patch and pack it up. Pack it up.
Isn't like the super extreme isn't the extreme frequency of updates part of the game though?
No,
let me ask you a question, Triforce. Besides Scorpion, what other matchups have the changes of the game affect? Like what other matchups has the patch affected?
You have proven that where we are talking about 2 different things altogether.
No. You're saying the constant patches are hurting the game. It's making more people not want to play and shit like that. So please explain to me, how are the patches affecting the game? In the game, like not people not wanting to play the game. Like how it's affecting the game and not helping the game.
I'm gonna answer your question. Mm-hmm. The casual person who takes interest in the game because they don't give a rat's ass about the fucking mechanics of the game. They don't give a shit. No casual gamer ever cares about any of that. The only people that care are you guys. To be very honest, the professional, the tournament guys. You guys are the only people that actually give a rat's ass about that. If you look at the Mortal Kombat community, where is it right now? Where is it in the compare it to the commercial demographic versus the tournament demographic? The tournament demographic is dead. MK is
people
dead.
move to injustice. People move to injustice.
So let me get this straight. Hold on, time out. So, you have the Capcom community, right? Okay, the Capcom community had Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter Third Strike. Street Fighter Third Strike lived in the same time frame as Super Turbo and CBS2, along with Darkstalkers and Marvel 2. That's 5 Capcom games.
Now, I'm gonna let you finish. But first of all, you are comparing a community that is 10 times way bigger than the Mortal Kombat community. Continue.
Whoa, and seeing this is what
wait. I know people who aren't in our community who actually care about the patches. Because you say it's only us. It's not just us. I've met people randomly online who I play with consistently, like girls and like there's these girls guys who play. And they talk about it.
To squash that argument, everyone is going off of hypotheticals because no one here has the metrics of how many people care versus how many people that don't. So that's like, we're just going to dead that. That's not even going to be a conversation right there. What I'm trying to show you is this. I'm trying to compare.
You said it was only us though. You said it was
because I'm trying to compare the success of other communities and how they function in the competitive gaming scene versus the NRS. That is what I'm trying to compare. Smash Brothers, they made Melee. Right after they made Melee, they made Brawl. Both games exist simultaneously at the same time with no one part of the community dropping and then the other part of the community going up. Don't get me wrong, the old school version of Brawl is actually still big. And then you know what the sad part is? The community went out and patched the game themselves and made one called Project M. And when you go to Smash Brothers tournament, they play Project M, Brawl, and Melee at the same time. All 3 games they play. And the community, it does not die. The community came back 10 years old.
Another community that is bigger than the MK community. This is not making any sense to me. You cannot compare a community.
How is any of this our problem?
No, I'm showing you why it's the problem.
I can't see the problem yet.
Then let me break it down in layman terms. The 2 communities that can outlive this and have that massive amounts of numbers in people all don't continuously patch their games. They all give them out to the public.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault that Capcom doesn't care as much as NRS cares for the MK community. I'm sorry. NRS cares more about the MK community than Capcom cares about the Capcom community.
If they cared, the money that they spend on putting patches in, James, how much money does it cost to create a patch every time they have to sit down and work?
It doesn't cost shit no more for Xbox. You don't gotta pay no more.
No, not you. See,
you gotta pay the employees.
How much do you have to pay? What's the average amount of money? Just throw it out there. Any average.
If they don't work there anyways. If their job working on the patch, it doesn't matter.
Junior, hold on. How much, James?
About 40 grand.
$40,000 for every time that there's a patch, right? How many patches have there been? How many patches have there been?
Not no more, man. That's not no more. That's
who the hell, dude? Right. CDjr, you're sounding hella ignorant right now. Who is making the patches? People who work for NRS. Do they work for free? Hell no.
No. How much does it cost? Let's just say
no. What I said is. It doesn't matter if they're working on a patch. They are working for NRS anyways. They're still gonna pay if they were working on something else.
I know.
But that's the point. But that's the point.
It's not like what?
Junior, I'm using that as an example because I want to show you something. Because you said something about Capcom caring about not caring, and NRS caring, and how NRS wants to take their community serious and care for the community. Now watch what I'm about to say. They patched the game. This is their 4th time patching the game, right? So you got 4 times 4, right? So
yes, and the game has gotten way better.
Okay. Well, now watch this. That's $16,000 that they could have put into a nationals.
Yo,
Warner Brothers cannot be throwing these numbers out randomly without really asking NetherRealms. And I mean, they're not even gonna tell you the numbers, but I know it cannot be that much money. No.
Okay, now
Dude,
what
16 grand is chump change to Warner Brothers. Think about what you're talking about.
The point I'm trying.
It's 100. By the way, it's 160 grand.
Yeah, it's 160 grand. Sorry. The point I'm trying to make is the money that they spend on the patches. If they care about, since they care so much about the fighting game community directly, just take that money and then put it into the fighting game community. Then leave the game alone. Put the money behind the competition. Let the gamers adapt and learn to play the game. Rather than spending that money, right? You can adapt. Every other community else, all the other communities.
I know you can adapt. I know by picking cheap shit too, but no, we want to play a game where we can fucking play the characters that we like that are not top tier and still get results.
Karate champ.
Karate champ.
Karate champ.
Hold on. Let me say something.
Karate champ. That's the only balanced game. Everybody has the same moves, red or white, baby. That's it.
You know, Junior, I know you don't think these niggas on the NRS community actually put in work and time to find shit to combat these characters, do you? I hope you don't. I hope you don't. I hope you don't think these NRS dudes be putting in time and work in training mode to find out every option for their character instead of just bashing their head in for like 5 minutes talking about, oh, it's gonna work. Damn it, I'm gonna move on. I'm just gonna pick this character.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. If people actually put in the work and time, there wouldn't be as many patches. That's what the problem is. It ain't, oh shit, this person's broken. Nigga, you know how many things I found against Superman to make that nigga not move with Hawk Girl? Are you fucking serious?
Every time someone tells me that, I keep telling them the same shit. Some things are just obvious. When a character is obviously strong, that
breaks down some characters. True that. I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm saying there's a lot of overrated shit. There's a lot of unpunished shit going on that niggas is not learning how to go against, bruh. I'm keeping it running with you. Like back 1-3 Rockets with damn Green Lantern. Some people could poke up and some people could dash. How many niggas got hit with that at Evo?
Everyone but me.
You could like
see now you see what I'm saying. People ain't putting the work in. If people put the work in, people will actually freaking be better at the game. That's what the thing is. Everybody's ass and they thinking because they ass is the game's fault. No, it's your fault. You ain't putting the work in. So then why the hell you should get rewarded?
That is the quintessential truth of the matter. That is the quintessential truth of the matter. If that's going to be the case, every time they patch the game, this is exactly what's going to happen. You're changing the dynamics of the game because you're giving one character X, Y, and Z, and you've solved the problem of one character, but you have created a problem for another character.
Your TrePound. Yeah. After Evo 2011 in Mortal Kombat, after the last patch, we knew that Cabal was the best, like after 2 months right after Evo, correct?
Correct,
right?
Yeah.
Then we've been playing the game since 2011 after Evo up until now. Have we found something really like something that you could really do against Cabal? Besides,
no, because niggas ain't put the work in because they worried about other people.
Huh? They didn't patch the fucking game. They would have had characters to fight against Cabal.
Exactly, because people worried about other people.
And maybe if they didn't patch the fucking game so much, they would have had characters to fight against Cabal.
But every time they change the game, perhaps someone who had
I said after the last.
Okay. So wait, no. See, I'm gonna get in this conversation now.
Please.
You're saying after the final patch, right?
Yes.
So let's say this next patch coming up is the final patch.
Yes.
Whoever is fucking broken in this next patch is gonna be broken forever. You cannot compare it because let's say they didn't touch the game after for the first few months.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't know who the best character is. We would know Superman is very strong. We would know the Black Adam is very strong. But there are also other characters. Like we don't know how the extra half second of Aquaman's trait would have affected those matchups. We don't know how any of this stuff happened. But all that, the same thing with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, the amount that I know about it is not nearly as much as you players, but I know that a lot of strong characters got nerfed, and then Cabal and Cyrax appeared. Well, Cabal more. And if those other characters hadn't been touched, Cabal would have been fightable by those characters.
Because they put dude.
The problem with Cabal was that and that's the only thing, and that's why I respect Cabal players. He is actually hard to play. And I kept saying this. Even if they didn't patch Mortal Kombat, well, besides like the fucking the bomb shot with Cyrus and shit like that, even if Reptile had all his shit, even if Smoke had the OTG from the air grab, even if Ermac had the big ass damage, Cabal still would have been the best in the game because he shuts down 80% of the neutral game against every character.
But listen,
But we can't know that because it was gone.
Exactly, because listen, nobody fleshed it out. No one fleshed it out. Everybody kept worrying about this person. Oh, Kano's up ball's too good. Need to nerf that shit. Oh, wait. Sundell got some bullshit. You need to nerf that. This and that. They all worried about people that ain't right.
One thing that I've learned from the decade of competitive gaming that I've played is that difficulty of character execution should not be relevant to tiers. It should never be, because there is somebody who can do that easily. There is a Rio out there. There is a whoever played Viper.
There's a Marlin Pie. There's a what's the guy's
I'm saying
they always exist. So in the beginning of every competitive game, the life of every competitive game, the people that get complained about are the easy to play strong characters. They're called broken. But Rufus at the start of Street Fighter 4 was called broken. They called Rufus broken left, right, up, down, and center. But he wasn't even the strongest character in the goddamn game.
And then Daigo came over. Daigo came over with a Ryu. Ryu was good. Ryu wasn't the best in the game, but everyone felt that Rufus was better. But the play style Daigo had.
I play vanilla, and I don't remember people calling Rufus broken. But all right,
what?
Okay, Are you out of your mind? Really?
No,
right.
Junior. When Justin played Rufus.
And
Justin
won every tournament.
Who was getting results besides Justin and Ricky with Rufus? Please tell me.
Who's getting results in more than okay? No, now you opened up Pandora's box, because that's exactly what we're talking about. When it comes to Black Adam, who's getting more results than Rico? When it comes to Superman, who's getting more results than
Oh
KBZ?
wait! Oh no! I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hold on 1 second.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
hold
Let me answer that question, James.
This is I know. Yo, I'm gonna let you answer that question, but yo, I just want to tell you this. This game right now is faster than Injustice. Look at this shit. Look at this godlike speed.
What are you talking about?
You know what? I don't even have the video on, so I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't
anyways, Triforce, ask me how Chris G got a top 8 at Summer Jam. Oh, please do. Please ask me.
How he got top 8?
Please ask me. For his match for top 8, his Green Arrow got bodied, and then he went to Black Adam and Ray playing to win. All right, now ask me how Forever King got a top 8. Please ask me. His Batman got raped, and then he went and kind of picked with Black Adam, and he got a top 8. So technically, there were 3 Black Adams in top 8, and 2 of them are and 2 of those players, that's their secondary character. That is sad. Smartgasm and Atlanta wins a lot of the locals, and fucking Godspeed in the West Coast, he only be losing to Superman, and he's a Black Adam player.
Okay, but now let's compare that to Street Fighter when these guys do their list of top tier players that wins tournaments and things of that nature, right? Okay, Sagat and Rufus, in my opinion, is like kind of even. If Rufus pressures Sagat and pushes him in the corner, Sagat is in real trouble. But Sagat has a Tiger Fireball that can add certain buttons. It depends on how well you know to match up against the person you're fighting with, Rufus, and you can keep Rufus out. So that's the meta game. I have to try to keep him out because I'm weak against close up fighting. So if Rufus gets in, I'm done. And Rufus is like, I gotta get past this wall of fireballs and all these fucking buttons Sanford wants to freaking keep pressing and whatnot. And if I get in close, that is in my advantage. That is the way the game is. Like these guys mentioned before, you guys are not even playing the game 50% right. The stuff that we see right now with Black Adam, the stuff that we see with Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman, you guys are playing the game at half. There are things you don't even know. It took, when Street Fighter came out, yo, Gen's whack, B, blah blah blah. When version 2012 came out, they gave Gen a high jumping arc. It's like he jumped, and you can remember the Super Nintendo Dragon Punch sound, the slow ass one. Sure, you can. That's how long it takes for him to jump. And everyone was like, Gen is garbage. He's garbage in 2012. Zayan comes and plays with Gen and rapes everyone. Wins more tournaments in Street Fighter in the US than I don't know who else won any other thing more than Zayan. Wait, who won CEO with Street Fighter? Zayan, right? Who won Texas Showdown? Zion. Who won? I forgot another tournament he won, and then he went on to win to win Evo, right? All with Gen. This is a character everyone said sucked.
But you know why? Because the game is more balanced.
Triforce. Now let me ask you this. Let me see if you can answer this. How good you think Dhalsim will be in a Street Fighter game that stages were as long as an Injustice? How good you think he will be?
You mean if you make a stage? If you make a stage,
No. Put the same Street Fighter 4 2012 the same game, the same characters, the same version, but put the game in an engine where the stages are as long as in Injustice. Do you think Dhalsim will be better? Yes or no?
Now let me answer this question.
Whoa.
Let me answer this question in totality.
This is a loaded fucking question.
No, it's not a loaded question actually, because I know about
it is.
It's not a loaded.
It is because movement options in Injustice are vastly different from movement options in Street Fighter.
No, he's just talking about the stage. He's talking about the length of the stage.
He's talking about the length of the stage, but there's
Dhalsim as he is would be better, but he would not be as he is because Capcom isn't dumb.
No,
I know, but that's not relevant to the question. But continue.
I'm going to answer the question. Thank you, because as a person who plays Street Fighter and understands the game, all it would do for the Dhalsim player is give Dhalsim more defensive options because he could get to run away. However, that does not change a methodical player who can.
No.
You're not
this
allowing
is
me to.
simple, man.
No, it's not. It's not simple. It isn't. That's the problem. Everyone thinks that in fighting games, there's just this one way. It's not one way.
I don't get it. Why is this important?
The point I'm trying to make is that certain people know how to close gap distances against Dhalsim. So it doesn't matter how much space Dhalsim has. They know how to play. When Sagat first started, when Sanford first played against Dhalsim players, Sanford's main problem was Sagat's too slow. Dhalsim can sit there and yoga and blah 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 and yoga and whatever. Once Sanford understood the dynamics of Dhalsim's arsenal, he compared what Dhalsim had versus what he had, and then he devised a strategy around that. Now that I know what he can do, I know what beats what. So I have to patiently wait for that situation and strategically execute the strategy that beats what this guy is going to do at this particular moment and time. And that's not why Sanford can body Dhalsims. It doesn't matter what.
So Dhalsim will be better, correct?
No, the answer
he won't be better.
The answer is not available because it depends on who you're fighting. That's what I'm trying to show you. It depends.
Now I'm gonna answer my own question. All right.
Okay.
He will be way better than what he is right now. If he is a B right now, he'll be at least an A+. And now I'm gonna tell you why. There's the problem in Injustice right now. In my opinion, Superman, Aquaman, Black Adam, and all these strong zoning characters shouldn't get nerfed at all. If the stages were short, not super short, but short enough that I could walk him to the corner in at least 5 to 10 seconds. The problem with Black Adam being so good is that he hits you and he can run away. And while you are running after him, since the game movement is so slow, you are gonna take a lot of chip. You might get hit by a random lightning, a random black magic, and then he meter burns, he hit confirms, and then he takes another 30% and runs away. That is the problem with Black Adam.
This is a really dumb game of Theory Fighter because none of this is ever actually going to happen.
Oh, all right,
Brian, shut up.
I'm gonna. It won't. This doesn't matter. This does not matter to any situation, whether we've talked about it or otherwise.
I'm trying to explain to you why these characters gotta get nerfed. Can I finish talking?
No.
Are you gonna keep it?
You can't. This is really dumb. Really fucking dumb.
Brian got some balls right now.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish, because when you're talking, I don't interrupt you. So just relax, all right? Relax.
I am not going to relax because you're
being
you're not
going to relax. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking then. Let me know when I can speak.
But you said you were going to bed, so.
Yo, James, who is this nigga?
Brian.
Is this nigga? is this nigga? Like, really? What the fuck is this?
Are you asking these questions? Are you asking these questions to me, or are you asking these incredulous questions to yourself?
All right. Now, let me finish. Dawson will be better. Dawson will be better because he will be able to chip you and hit you, and he will be able to run away for a longer time, and it'll be harder for you to catch him. And while you are running after him, you are gonna keep taking more damage because it's not easy to get in against Dawson, not even with the top tier characters. That is why I think these characters should get a little nerf and Injustice.
That's not the game, and that was never the game, and it never will be the game.
Can I interrupt you guys to tell you how stupid Barrow is? Because he doesn't even know how to use the word incredulous correctly.
Wow, you just got grammar Nazi, bro. How do you feel?
I'm not grammar Nazi. He's trying to say that somebody else's point of view is stupid while also sounding like fucking trash. Like he can't even use the right words to insult somebody. So
yeah, like who is this guy? Like James, like who is this? Can you tell me who is this?
It's Brian.
I'm sorry. I know I used that word terribly
with the wrong word. What are you?
I used the wrong word. I'm really sorry.
Yo, now try. Right. Do you see where I'm coming from with Dawson?
No, I understand.
You don't agree. You don't agree that he will be better because you will have to chase him way more, and it's really. Can we at least agree that it's really hard to get in on Dawson, even with good characters?
No, that's the point. That's
like,
why they don't
really,
get
against a high level against a high level Dawson like Champ. It's really hard to get in. Really hard.
No, it's true. No, it's true. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is this, is that the problem, fighting games, whenever you're, I use Sanford as a example. And it doesn't mean, we all know I'm a Sanford fan. I actually like the way Sanford plays fighting games. Sanford has an outlook on fighting games that I actually agree with. The only thing I don't like about Sanford is that when he can't find the answer, he gets salty, and we all know how Sanford gets, which is fine because that's normal human behavior. When you get frustrated, everyone does that. But the one thing I do like in terms of his ideology is that when something is not working, Sanford won't say, "This is stupid. This is broken. They should fix this." Prime example, Sakura. Prime example. That is the worst matchup, Sanford. Sanford hates that matchup. He'd rather fight Fei Long. He'd rather fight Cam. He'd fight anybody else more than Sakura. Because a little Japanese 18-year-old girl can push the original king of Street Fighter into the corner and kill him in one touch. He'll die in one touch. And Sanford says, it's not that I don't know the answer to beat Sakura, Triforce. It's that it's hard. It is difficult because if I make a mistake, I will die for it. That's what the problem is. But I know the tools that Sagat has, like he do X, Y, and Z, and blah, 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 and he can formulate a strategy. But here's the problem. It requires almost human perfection. Has anyone ever seen that match where Chris G almost did a 30-something hit combo to Sanford in the corner? And Artur was in the back. I go, Chris G, you're the best. And the Sanford was left down to like 5% energy. And Chris G dropped the combo. And Sanford had to do some godlike, like some shit that people ain't never seen in their life, just to win. And I'm like, you know something, Sanford? Now that has to be fixed. When something is so broken, it requires you to dig down and come out with some godlike shit just to win. That's a little bit too much for the competition. In Injustice, there is no character like that yet.
That's completely and totally untrue. And the reason why it's untrue is because you are comparing two different scenes that have no relation to each other. You know what the difference? No, wait. You know what the difference is? The arcade scene in Japan is perfect for fleshing out the issues with and testing games. It has been proven to be such for years. For Injustice, there is absolutely nothing like that. So when the game is released, you don't have that kind of scene to test the game and work out the problems. So yeah, stuff is going to be wrong. The thing is, I talked to Paulo a lot, and what Paulo said is, I'm making patches in order to line the game up with how I wanted it to be. Paulo does not give a hell what anybody else thinks. He's that kind of person.
I would hope so. I would hope he would just say, you know
what's crazy? Like it's true. Like he really doesn't.
He really does not give a hell what anybody thinks.
He really doesn't.
I would hope that he The entire community can kiss his ass. Now we all know for P. Oh my goodness, those titties are ridiculous. Yo, what is that? Yo, that is.
Yo, my nigga, are you serious? Get the fuck out of here. Yo, James, kick this nigga out.
No, it's Rolando. Rolando has this chick in the background. Yo, those watermelons are ridiculous to me. Anyway, all right, we're focusing, moving forward. The point I'm trying to say is that if you look, what I'm trying to say is this: there's no one in Injustice where in any part of the screen you can be touched and your entire bar is gone. No one in Injustice can do that. But guess what?
Superman can.
No, Superman can touch you in the middle of the screen and put you in a reset position for you to die.
No, he can do it in the corner.
Junior, didn't you just hear what I just said? Sakura can.
He doesn't want to hear what you just said. He wants to hear whatever.
Listen, let me say it again. Let's say you put Sakura at one end of the screen, right? Sakura's
you mean that Sakura does a big ass combo and then she puts you in the corner, then another combo, you're dead, right?
That theory fighter though.
No. I'm not.
Oh my god, who is this nigga, man?
Sakura can push you from one end of the screen to another, and on Wake Up, this is the difference between Superman and Sakura. On Wake Up, you don't have a choice. She hits you with an unblockable. You are going to die because you hard lay down. Superman, you can guess. You have wake up options depending on the character. No character you pick in Street Fighter can wake up. If you get caught with the unblock, that's why Sako kills everyone. He pushes you from one corner to the other, and on Wake Up you get unblockable and you die. So the object of the game is don't get hit.
But you're comparing something that is completely broken.
Exactly. Thank you. That's
Okay.
What I'm trying to say.
No,
let's
but
get to the
Street Fighter is a much more balanced game.
She does have an unblockable on the whole cast. That's the thing, Triforce. Black Adam, on the other hand, can run away from 90% of the cast without you being able to catch him in like you have to take at least 20 seconds to get him to the corner. Then he has a move that goes full screen to get out of the corner, and then you gotta chase him again. The thing that I'm trying to say is that he breaks the engine. The characters in the E, they don't really. The characters in the E that break the engines are vortex characters because not every character can do it.
I don't know. I understand. No,
and a lot of things in Street Fighter are matches specific. That's the thing. In Injustice, it's not like that. Black Adam can play his game against 90% of the cast. That is not good.
Junior. I know what you're talking about. Please understand where I'm trying to get at to begin with. The point we know Black Adam is strong, broken. Whatever word you want to use, we understand that. But
he's not broken. I'm not saying that he is.
So he's strong. He's strong. I just said whichever word you want to use.
No,
whatever
he's strong in this end because of how the ending is.
I know. But what I'm trying to say is, look. The reason why I compare to Sakura, and you guys have to look at the conceptual aspect of what I'm trying to compare. There's a game called Mortal Kombat 9. They patched there's a game called Mortal Kombat 9. They patched and raped everyone so much that one character ended up standing out where if he touches you, you die. And that character is called Cyrax. And do you know why that ended up happening?
He's been like that since the game came out. Correction.
Yeah. It was just discovered later, but it wasn't.
Correction.
He didn't get patched into being like that.
See, actually, it was worse before because at least when you got a breaker, I mean, when you got 3 meters, yeah, he could take one bar with EXNet, but at least you could break one of the resets. Before he was worse because he had a command grab, he had a loop, so you would get command grab, and then even if you broke it, he would put you in the loop again and again.
Now let me ask you a question in regards to Mortal Kombat. So, how many people have won majors and nationals and world champions with Cyrax?
Overall?
Yeah, just off the top of your head. 3 years of Mortal Kombat. How many majors has Cyrax?
I'm gonna kill you with this one. Not a lot. The only one that won anything big was Denzel Evo. You know why? Because sadly, like Cyrax was good, like really good. One of the things that made him good was the reset. If you would take the reset out, he'll be no better. He'll be no better than mid tier.
Okay, now I want to bring something up now. There's a reason why I asked you that. Right? When you look at Kung Lao, who got nerfed, I don't know how many times Cabal got nerfed, if he even
You mean they fixed them?
Okay, fixed them, nerfed, soft, normalized, whatever words we use for these characters. This is the point I'm trying to make. Cyrax has this obviously broken bullshit built into the character, right? And you said Cyrax always had this. But because
and Smoke always had his Smoke actually didn't have his research.
Now watch this Junior, because now you're gonna get to the point I'm trying to make about this whole thing, because it has nothing to do with who's top tier or high tier. Apparently, instead of NRS fixing the things that's broken in the game, they apparently fix the things that people complain about. You see the problem? Cyrax has something in the game where you said it's always been in the game, and something that's always been in the game that's clearly completely broken in the game was not fixed, because guess what? Not enough people were complaining about it. But someone like...
No, actually,
that's not true.
A lot of people were complaining about it, but it was not broken to the point where anybody can pick up Cyrax and win. It was not broken to that point. Because the thing is that the Cyrax was in the engine where a lot of characters can avoid his reset, can avoid his net. There's armor, there's movement, there's ways to get around shit in Mortal Kombat. Injustice is fucking slow. When you have a character like Black Adam with crazy ass movement and that keeps running away, backdashing out of fucking everything, that is not good, because you can't hit him. The thing is, in Mortal Kombat, you could hit Cyrax, you could fuck that nigga up.
Hold on, Brian, let me ask you a question.
Right now. What if you just only play the video games that you like to play?
Brian, no singing.
Brian, hold on. Now, Junior, let me ask you a question, Junior. Who's Paulo's favorite character in Mortal Kombat?
Cyrax.
All right, so let's move on to another topic.
Your point?
No, I don't have a point. I'm just saying, let's move on to another topic. Oh, okay. James, can we? Because you run the show, are we allowed to move on to another topic?
Sure.
Hold
on.
Your point.
Pig the Hut wants to join this conversation.
Your point.
Who's that?
Pig the Hut.
Oh.
See, like the thing is that top tier characters in Street Fighter, at the end of the day, there is stuff to fight in, because they're in the engine where characters can work with what they have. A lot of characters in Injustice are in the engine where they cannot work against what the top tiers have. That is and I don't give a fuck if you give the game 3 years. The movement is not gonna change. You probably will find better mix-ups, better like resets and stuff like that, but you're never gonna change the movement of the game. So it doesn't matter if it's 3 years from now. If you find something against Black Adam, all right, good shit. Good luck catching the nigga. That is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, then...
He breaks
hold on,
just
I got a question.
Hold on.
Really broke the engine. Black Adam kind of like... He doesn't break the engine, but the thing is that he moves better than anybody in the game.
Hold on. First thing is, Brian, you going to split?
Yes, I am absolutely going to split. I mean, I can stay up later, but I just don't get what we're talking about at all, because
maybe you're not good in fighting and get the fuck out.
Oh, I think. Well, you see, if you don't like the game,
don't do that, Junior.
Just don't play it.
Nah, what you mean don't do that? Nah, I never talk shit to nobody, and this nigga just came at me sideways. Fuck out of here, nigga.